As mentioned earlier on in the week in the community post, today's video is a collab one, and more in the sense of a team up of a bunch of storytelling artists releasing videos around the same topic. Myself, Popcross Studios, Kingpin Animations, Night of Arcane and N.E.R.D Comics Inc. all joining forces to release videos around a very popular but controversial game at the moment, PALWORLD. It's a bit like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. But either way, I'm going to be taking some of the PALs from this game and I'm going to turn them into venomized SCPs. Let's bring these illustrations to life. Since the SCP-P-V series popped up, Foundation staff have been looking out for anything what can allow us to fight back against them. That's when SCP-PW-001 was discovered. A strange tablet that just showed the message: the towers are the key. The tree holds the truth before it's shut off. Now, this artifact was classified as safe by the Foundation, and I decided to have a look, to try and see if anything else could be gathered by studying it. Much to my surprise, I was sent to what I like to refer to as SCP-PW-002. We awoke on a sandy beach, and let me tell you, I was surprised to see a number of strange and somewhat cute creatures around the place. That was 10 days ago, and I think I figured out how this world works. For the most part, it seems like I'm in a world similar to those leveling up video games. I can call an interface and manage a kind of interdimensional storage space. Though for some reason, the blasted thing increases my weight, making it difficult to run or jump after a certain point. Not the best way to go about a storage space, but I think I've gotten the hang of it now. These creatures seem to be called PALs, though I think there might be a bit of a problem. I seem to have come across a few PALs in the world that are infected with SCP-001-V. I'm not sure how it got in this space, but I'm guessing next time's encounter might have released it into the videoverse. Well, that's what I'm calling it for now. The first infected PAL I found was SCP-PW-031-V. Item SCP-PW-031-V. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Once captured with a PAL sphere by level 3, a gigasphere, this PAL can become a member of your base. Be sure to keep this one well fed, as it's based on a shark, and as we all know how angry and temperamental those folks can be. Description. There's an entry in this thing called a PAL deck. The bestiary. Long ago, this PAL was a large and powerful aquatic beast. Due to food becoming scarce in the waters, SCP-PW-031-V evolved to be one that lives on land. Due to walking, requiring more energy than when it was in the water, this thing shrank in size until it became a small and puny PAL. Not much about its behaviour, but it does seem that before being captured, SCP-PW-031-V was rather thuggish in nature and went around in groups infecting others of its kind. Of course, those of this PAL species not infected by SCP-001-V are easier to capture, requiring a level 1 PAL sphere, but they do like to travel in groups, and as you can imagine, they're much more dangerous and lethal once infected. This SCP has its aquatic abilities enhanced, firing a blast of water at high speed towards its foes. This blast can even destroy the rocks and minerals around it, although it doesn't say in its helping of the base. That ability might be a wee bit handy to mine some of the palladium we need to craft things. This SCP is a creature with dark blue scales over its body and some light blue scales for its belly, fin-like ears and a dorsal fin on its head. Not sure about the yellow zigzag-like markings on its head though. But in its infected form, well, let's just say this rather small and cute looking PAL takes on a whole new meaning to the term angry shark. Oh wait, that's its partner name skill as well. What a coincidence. What's this skill? When activated, it attacks a targeted enemy with a powerful aquagun. While in a team, it increases me on attack power. It will blow me down. That might be a bit handy to have. But like I was saying, in its infected form, SCP-PW-031-V has a blackish purple colour, similar to others infected by SCP-001-V. Seems to be the main state in any universe. I wonder why that is. Its rows of shark-like teeth get bigger, and it gets a rather long and slimy tongue, another trait of SCP-001-V. The behaviour of this SCP seems to be far more aggressive to any PAL other than those of its kind is infected, even attacking some other infected PAL species. We wonder. Since I did capture an instance of SCP-PW-031-V, It looks like this universe game mechanics has made it so it can't infect other PALs in the base unless I choose it to. Perhaps this means that once captured, infected PALs can be useful and help like the non-infected counterparts, although it's just a theory. Since spending a few weeks here now, I began to explore the area around me, finding more PALs, both infected and non-infected, as my base camp grew in size. With each new skill and ability unlocked, we leveled up my base. Definitely a 11-type game world that I've been trapped in, though I have no idea how long it's been back in my dimension. Seconds, hours, months, no way to tell. But I have noticed we don't seem to be aging here. Sure, I get hungry, need sleep, but I don't seem to be aging, and I can heal from injury with a little bit of rest. Rather handy, but it does make me wonder what I need to do to get out of this place. While exploring, I found what appears to be a ruin with a large stone area, circular, and a blue portal. A gateway of light, blue in colour. The system said it was a portal to sealed realm of the Swordmaster. I was a bit curious, so I entered the place to find myself inside a large stone room with an infected PAL that was much taller than I am. After a rather long battle going back and forth with the infected PAL and my party, we managed to capture this one in a level 4 sphere, a hypersphere. It took a fair few to catch this one. Here's the entry I recorded for the Foundation. Item SCP-PW-0-7-2-V. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. This SCP is to be contained in a level 4 or higher PAL sphere. This entity can produce extreme heat via flames from a pipe it carries with it. This SCP is able to cut through any wood-type material. While infected, SCP-PW-0-7-2-V should be approached with extreme caution. Be sure to feed this SCP well. Foundation staff should not engage with the entity unless as a last resort. This entity can shoot elemental blades of all types. Description: SCP-PW-072-V is a large entity of height around 180 to 190 centimeters. This tall SCP, in its non-infected form, has beige color skin, a hat, and elements on its body and legs. Its torso is wrapped in a white, sourish bandage. The hands and upper legs are dark grey in colour, and this one carries a sword, a katana. And finally, a flame comes out the top of his head. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This thing's a giant samurai. It also has a red cape. In its infected form, this PAL has parts of its body on fire, with an inverted colour scheme showing white on its legs. Its tongue is long with a flame on the end of it, and, when not infected, SCP-PW-072-V is calculated and cautious. When infected, however, this SCP is calculative, but far more aggressive, and will attack any human or PAL that it sees. Treating its battles with a ferocious precision, performing a dash-like slash to take its opponents out with a decisive move. This entity has an affinity for fire, and is able to use flames to kindle and smelt ores around in order to produce ignites. A rather handy ability if you ask me. This one also has a partner skill. It would appear most, if not all, PALs in this game-like world have one of these partner skills. The skill of this one is a move called Brandish Blade. When activated, SCP-PW-072-V attacks the target enemy with a full-power Irigiri. Oh, this is interesting. There's an entry if this SCP dies. Its body becomes a blade to be taken up by the next generation. If someone other than a PAL of its species wields the blade, the soul within it will torment them until they are driven mad. So, this one becomes a cursed blade for the rest of its kind. If we're not mistaken, SCP-PW-072-V is based on a Bushido warrior. We think the name is a bit of a clue. The PAL dex says its name is Bushi. As well, this PAL's carrying a katana. We have to say, I'm glad that this SCP once captured is bound by game rules. A good thing too. If all the PALs could become infected by SCP-001-V, we dare say, we would be as well.
I don't know how many people watching are old enough to remember this, but when I was a kid, and presumably when John was a kid, there was this trend of people sending emails to each other that would say, if you don't forward this email to 10 people, then you're gonna be cursed or something like that. And I'm bringing that back right now. Everybody watching better subscribe or already be subscribed, or else Benny Sharp is gonna sneak into your house while you're sleeping and put a spider in your mouth. You'll never know that it happened, but it will have happened, I guarantee it probably. And also hit the like button and give a comment and, you know, all of the different engagement things. Anyway, back into the art.
The next PAL I found that was infected by SCP-001-3 was SCP-PW-083-3. A PAL the PAL deck says is called Cryolinks. I found this rather scary PAL in the northern regions of the world. Hard exploring on a flying PAL. Got caught. Not like a void. It's a much faster way of getting around, let me tell you. This SCP resembles a bipedal tiger, with long arms and a large pair of hands, light blue fur, and ice-like spikes over its body. I must confess, I want to survive in the frozen north if we hadn't gotten a few ice organs from some of the other PALs. Yes, some are killed or butchered in order to get materials. It is a game world based on a survival game after all. So, SCP-P-083-V is a rather mean-looking PAL in this infected form. Item SCP-P-083-V. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. This SCP needs to be monitored with extreme caution while under close observations. Little is known about the behavior of this PAL species. Be sure to keep SCP-PW-083-V within a heated containment cell. Being an ice element species, the heat must be kept constant to keep it under containment. Standard SCP-001-3 containment procedures must be adhered to at all times. Not much to say for containment procedures from this one. However, caution is highly advised. Description: SCP-PW-083-V is a large bipedal entity covered in light blue fur with a huge hand and large purple claws. As if this wasn't scary enough, this SCP is covered in ice-like spikes and its face looks a bit like a catfish. Personally, I don't see it, but that's what it says in the PAL deck. Oh, this is a bit troublesome. It says here that this species can climb steep mountains with ease. Oh, but due to its short legs, this entity has trouble descending down, getting stranded in high places. Could come in handy, that. This PAL deck thing isn't very useful, and the behaviour, it says nothing again. Not sure how this thing updates, but it's not very comforting. Thankfully though, this PAL species can only be found in the northern frozen part of this world. As for its ability, it's got one of those partner skills. Dragon Hunter. Jesus, you're on a laugh, ain't you? There's dragons in this world? Though most games do have dragons, I wasn't expecting this one to. That being said, until I capture a PAL, the PAL deck doesn't show any information on them. And there's over 100 potential entries in this thing. So, this skill, Dragon Hunter, says here, it increases the drop rate of items from those dragon species of PALs after they are defeated or captured. These big clawed tiger-like PALs has a high skill for lumbering. I've been looking for a way to get more wood materials to make some of the fancy items on the list of base requirements to upgrade it. Hopefully, one of the items it can build later on will allow me to get out of this place once and for all. Oh, I almost forgot. SCP-083-V becomes red in colour, with a white pattern on its body. A large mouth appears on its underbelly, and it appears the ice parts become razor sharp. This SCP can also cover its hands and claws with ice-like spikes at will. As if this one wasn't intimidating before, at least for this one helping out, I might be able to chill some of the black stuff I figured out how to create in this world. Things are starting to look up just a wee bit.
I had a lot of fun doing the artwork in this video, and if you haven't tried the game yet or you're a bit on the fence about it, keep an open mind and maybe give it a go. I did, and last weekend I have to say I lost track of time and a few hours went by while I was catching PALs, leveling up and doing some of the other fun in-game survival stuff. In fact, I had so much fun on this one. I'm going to be doing a PALWORLD Palooza, which is basically similar to a marathon, Grand Prix or a sprint of videos around the topic of PALWORLD. It will be some of the live streams and some of the other videos, so be sure to let me know what you want to see PALWORLD creatures as in the comments below. I want to say a huge thank you to Christian Pearson, aka Popcore Studios, for providing cameo for this video. I absolutely loved it and I was in stitches when I first saw it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. But more importantly, if you haven't already, why not check out some of the other artist pals in this PALWORLD team up? We have Popcross Studios, Kingpin Creations and N.E.R.D Comics Inc. all doing PALWORLD pals as SCPs, and we have Night of Arcane doing PALWORLD pals as JoJo stands. Links to their channels are in the description of this video. I'm not sure about you, but I'm super excited to see what they did, and I hope you are as well. You can check them out here.